Alright, so obviously this used to be the roof right here, and then you had these two windows right here.
Today, we're gonna hike up to Mount Islip on Crystal Lake. This is about 10.5 miles round trip with over 2,000 feet of elevation gain. Here's a map of the hike. I'm gonna cut through here and get up to Mount Islip through
Now
here.
let's do the walkthrough. Alright, so I have made it to the parking lot right here. There's the trail sign, and we're gonna make it up to Mount Islip. When you get to the trailhead, you're gonna see this. It talks about the biological diverse watershed here and biological diversity and a little bit about the ecosystem. So you're gonna see this road sign 3N09, and it's gonna be the trail that will take you up to Mount Islip. We're gonna pass up Crystal Lake on the way there. Do get these mountainous views on the way up through forestry. Down there are some campsites and a cafe down there somewhere. You're gonna get to this section over here, go straight ahead, take you up to the mountain. This side will take you to the lake. You're gonna see this restroom right here, and there's actually another parking spot. So it's actually those stair steps over there that's gonna take you down to the lake. And I'm gonna head down there now. On the way down, you're gonna see these, not just stair steps, but these benches on the way down. And there is a fence along the path. And I can see the beach down there. So this is the lake. It's a little bit bigger than I was expecting. But we're gonna take a trail, and it's gonna take us up to the summit up there somewhere. And this is the beach, the path surrounding it, and there may be even another trail that will take you. So there is a lot of grass growing in this lake. And right now, this entire lake is filled up. But at one point in time, and during the time of the drought, this lake was completely just dried up. Now we're gonna get back on the trail and head to Mount Islip. So we are gonna pass up Deer Springs on the way there. I will note there aren't any creeks on this hike, so you might want to bring plenty of water with you before you come and do this hike. Be very, very careful when you're on this trail, because you're gonna miss the dirt trail. So this right here is actually the trail that will take you up to Mount Islip. But when you're walking by, you're not gonna notice it, and you're gonna miss it, and you're probably gonna end up turning back. But it's gonna be right here where that tree is on the ground, and that tree on the right side sticking up. So that's the trail right there. So now, this is where the elevation gain kicks in. And already, we get amazing views from here. So we're not gonna go on the left side, and we're not gonna go on the right side. We're actually just gonna go straight up this trail where it says Deer Flats. And if you're doing this in late spring or summer, I recommend you get this stuff right here. This will keep the bugs from bugging you. Once you get off that road, this is what the trail is gonna look like the rest of the way up. There is ruins of an old stone house on the top of the mountain. So I'm gonna check that out, take a couple photos, and head back down the mountain. So now we got more stair steps to climb up. And more views open up on this flat portion of the hike. But one of these peaks is gonna be it. Just don't know which one it is yet. You're gonna encounter these weird type of plants on the trail. It looks like some type of fruit, but I would not trust eating it. And behind me right here, you can see just all the pine trees and all the mountains. So this is the San Gabriel Mountains. This is Angeles National Forest. So right now, I'm getting close to about halfway there. Once I get past up this hill a little bit more. And at that point, I'll probably have about a mile left into the hike. So this trail I'm just coming up actually merges back onto a road. And I believe that may have been the same road I did earlier. So maybe you can take that road up to here. But we still got to go down there to get up there somewhere. On the way up, you do got these benches and the campsite. This is back on the trail. So it does look like we could do the road. That's where the map is taking me. So I will go up this road. And there are restrooms on the way up. So we're actually going to take this road closed sign all the way up to Mount Islip. So from far away, you can see there's actually a trail on that ridge. And that looks to take you up to one of the peaks down there. But here we're back on this trail. And right now it's pretty wide, but I'm pretty sure at some point it's going to narrow up. So the trees get pretty tall on this portion of the hike, which is pretty neat if you ask me. You get that typical pine forest look you'd expect in these mountains. So while there are no creeks on this hike and rivers, there is a spring, or there seems to be some type of spring coming through these mountains. So just be careful because it's very muddy and slippery, but it's coming through here somewhere. So you could probably get some water up there somewhere. And you can see some of the damaged trees up on these mountains. So at this point in the hike, we came up through down there. And you're gonna see the sign that merges up from the Windy Gap Trail onto this area right here, where you see that other sign right there. This leaves me with a couple options here. I could either go this way, or I could go this way. So either one will take me to Mount Islip. But eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, so this section is the section where I could choose either way. I could either go this way, or I could go this way. But since it says Islip Ridge Trail, I think I'll stick with this way. So this section of the hike, you get just breathtaking views. And you can see the trail is very narrow at this point in the hike. We went from a road service road to a wide dirt path to a very narrow path. This is just an example of how much elevation gain we have put onto this hike. So there appears to be some type of spring here coming down this mountain, but I would still recommend bringing your own water, because you would still have to use a lot of water to filter out here. So we are now just above the tree line. And down there from a very far distance is Crystal Lake. so you can't really see it that well. I'll go ahead and zoom it again. There's Crystal Lake. The other side of the mountain range would be Azusa, California. So you're gonna see these three massive rocks. And down there, you can see the road. And then the campground down there, multiple campgrounds. But the hike is a bit longer than I anticipated. All right, so I'm approaching the turnoff, but I just ran into another hiker, and he's a YouTuber. I believe his name is the Hiking Doc or the Hiker Doc. So I'll try to find his channel and leave a link to it if you want to check it out. So there are 3 signs, and we got about 0.9 miles to the summit. And this is amazing because now you could actually see the other side of the mountain range here. And at this point in the hike, you're gonna come around to this turning point as we approach the summit, but even right here, you just get these amazing views. And down there, I'm gonna zoom in a bit, is actually a road. And I wanna say one of these is Mount Williamson, but the rest of these ones, I'm trying to figure out what each of these mountains is called. And even down there, there's another type of road, and it looks like one of those roads that takes you to a campsite or something. But sometimes the summit isn't the best part. Sometimes, like, just on your way to the summit, you always see all of this right here. And that's Los Angeles far from a distance. And then Azusa, California down there somewhere. And then somewhere in that mountain range is Wrightwood, California. And then this portion of the hike, you're gonna look around you and it just is gonna look like this giant bowl down here. And you can see that trail up there, which I believe is the Windy Gap Trail. And you can see Crystal Lake from up here. This is a much better view of Crystal Lake, actually. All right, so we have approached the stone house. Down there is the other side of the mountain range. You can see some farmland and some desert down there. And you can see some type of hill from a far distance. And I have made it to the summit. And when you get up there, there are these concrete corners right here. And then there's this can right here. I don't see a placard though with the elevation number on it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and check out this stone house. This is the inside of the stone house. It's pretty neat. So people used to live up on this mountain but the house burned down many years ago. All right, so obviously this used to be the roof right here, and then you had these two windows right here. So this would have been a really small house. So now that I summited the peak, I'm gonna go ahead and head back down the mountain